You are tuned into bBold Radio, breaking barriers over lives daily. This is the place for you to learn strategies and tools to turn your business, your dreams, and your goals into a reality. Thanks for tuning in to bBold Radio. This is your host, Dymeata B, and you're listening to episode number 64. This episode is brought to you by Shopify. I use Shopify for my bBold Cosmetics website. It's ran through Shopify. Why? One, because it's super easy to use. They have excellent customer service. I highly recommend them for your first site. They have a free and easy template, many templates, might I add, to set up your website. Also, you manage your customers anywhere with their super cool phone app. Join Shopify today. Start your 14-day free trial at www.shopify.com/DymeataB. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's podcast, but today I want to talk about taking action now. Many of you listening, you have a dream, you have that big idea, or maybe some great invention or whatever it is. Maybe it's that book that you've been saying you're going to start writing. Maybe you've had an experience in your life and you keep saying, you know what, one day I'm going to write a book. One day never comes because you haven't taken action. And I am a woman of action. Whatever it is that I put my mind to, whatever idea that God gives me or drops in my mind, I believe in taking action. I'm going to give you guys an example of what happened to me not too long ago. I took one of my daughters to a empowerment conference for young girls. I think it was for young girls. And the guest speaker was Michelle Williams from Destiny Child. And she opened the session up for questions. She wanted to answer questions from adults and from the children. Well, I sat there with my daughter, Jada, and I listened to different people ask their questions. And then I began to see adults get up and ask questions. So I had two good questions in my head that I believe that should have been addressed so that she could kind of, expound on the importance of being a leader as a kid and different things like that. Well, I sat there and she opened it up before she closed to leave because she had a flight. And I sat there and I kept saying to myself, maybe I should get up and ask the question. Maybe I should, maybe somebody else will ask. So finally, every time I got a chance or got the opportunity to get up, I would talk myself out of it in my mind. Well, here's the deal. By the time I conjured up the courage to get up and ask the question, the facilitator and the host, they had already closed the line and cut the line from any more questions. So I little pranced myself up there to ask the question, and they told me, well, we're done with questions and answers. So I had to sit down. It was hilarious to me and my daughter. But when we got in the car, I shared with my daughter how I learned a valuable lesson. And as often as I take risk, as often as I take action, I am human as well. And I sat there and talked myself out of getting up and asking a question that really needed to be addressed. And by the time I took my chance, my opportunity had passed me by. And so I said all that to say, sometimes that big idea or that whatever it is, that dream that you have, writing a book, some of you haven't even started writing your book. But sometimes we can allow our opportunities to pass us by. And what happens is that opportunity will go to the next person who's been preparing, who has the will to get started now. So I want to encourage you guys today on this podcast to take action now. Well, how do you take action now? Well, the first thing you have to do, you have to take it from just an idea and move it to action. You got to quit thinking about that idea and shut up, quit talking about it and telling people about this big idea and this, this goal of yours, and begin to take action now. What happened was I talked myself out of it. Once you spend over 5 seconds thinking about it, you're going to talk yourself out of it. And I started bBold Hair Studio not too long ago. And this was a goal of mine to expand bBold Cosmetics. And now we have a hairline. And so at one point in time, I had the idea, but I thought about it, and I'm saying to myself, well, Dymeata, there are other people. There are so many hairstylists in your area. So many people are in the hair business. So many people are selling hair now. Everybody has a place to get their hair. And I almost talked myself out of it. I had all of my resources, all of my things, all of my products. I had my relationships set, and I had built relationships with different people, and I was allowing myself not to do it. I had the ideas on how to market. I had the idea on who to reach out to, who to allow to sell the hair. I mean, I had it. I had the marketing plan all together. However, I was going to allow my idea to fizzle out because I refused to take action. So what I did was I posted it on Facebook. And once you put it on Facebook or Instagram, on social media, that's it. That's it. They're going to be anticipating and waiting to see this launch. And so once I put it out there, it was too late to say, I don't like putting things out there and then you can't deliver. And so I put it out there and we launched it, and it blew my mind. It blew my mind because it went from an idea, and I decided to take action. I took action. I had my website. We've been getting sales on a weekly. I mean, it is crazy now. And so had I not taken action, it still would have been an idea. It still would have been a thought. And so it's so important for you to do it. Just take the idea to action. Take it from an idea to action. And so many times we're repeating to people and we're telling people what we're going to do, but we never do it because we're still talking. Sometimes it's just good to shut your mouth and just take action. The Bible says faith without works is dead. This is a dead dream. It never comes alive until you begin to take action. The second thing is take one step every day. That's how you take action. Every day, do something towards that goal. Take one step every day. When I started bBold Hair Studio, I took a step every day towards taking action. Why? Because the more you take a step, the more your momentum begins to grow and increase. When you don't take a step every day towards that goal, if you don't take a step every day towards writing that book, guess what? It's going to be an idea. It's going to be that same idea you had last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Begin to take a step, a small step every day. If you need to get certified for something, if you need to get licenses, whatever it is, begin to take small steps every day. Quit looking at the big thing, the big picture, and just know the more you continue to take small steps, everything's going to come together. It's just like a puzzle. You're not going to figure out that whole puzzle in one just by looking at it. You got to take time and put the puzzle pieces together. Take action every day. Hey guys, I'm so excited to announce to you that my organization, bBold in the City, we have now launched our monthly empowerment calls. These calls will be hosted every first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can get the dial-in number as well as the access code when you log on to www.bboldinthecity.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at bboldinthecity. bBold in the City is a global empowerment organization for men and women who are ready to break the norm by discovering and maximizing their true potential. Our goal is to educate, empower, and inspire you to live a dream-fulfilled life by leaving you feeling bold and fearless. bBold in the City, we're in the business of breaking barriers over lives daily. You don't want to miss these monthly empowerment calls that will be going on every first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. Share the word. Share it with a friend or a family member who you know needs to be empowered and impacted by truths and by tools that will help catapult you to the next level. Until next time, believe, be original, and live your dreams. The next thing, you have to believe that it's possible for you. Sometimes we believe that it's possible for everybody else. We believe that anybody else can do it, but we don't believe in ourselves. Find that inspiration. Find that person who inspires you. Maybe they're in the same field of what you want to do. Maybe there's a great author that writes books just like how you want to write your book. Begin to visualize yourself doing what you are dreaming about, what you are envisioning. Sometimes our greatest enemy is ourselves, not the people around us, not our spouse, not our past upbringing, none of that, not our job. We are our greatest downfall. And if you can't believe that it's possible for you, you'll never attain it. You'll never see it come to life. So that's why I always say, believe, be original, live your dreams. Believe. You've got to start with belief. You've got to be convinced that this has to happen. Not can this happen? No, this has to happen. I must do this. I like what Tony Robbins said. It becomes a must. It has to become a must. I must start this book. I must launch this business. I must lose this weight. Whatever it is, when it becomes a must, you're going to take action. The next thing is imagine yourself doing it right now. I remember when I started my first business, I was so afraid, but I imagined myself making money. I imagined myself building relationships with other people. You've got to imagine yourself doing what you're not doing now. Don't allow the external distractions to kill that internal dream. Don't allow what's going on the external kill the dream on the inside of you. God has given you that dream. That's not nothing, that's just crazy. You just got this crazy idea. No, God has sowed that seed on the inside of you, and it is your responsibility to bring it to life. So sometimes you just need to go for a drive. Sometimes you got to drive around that neighborhood you're dreaming about living in. Sometimes you got to, put those pictures of your dream weight goal, your dream body goal, whatever it is. And sometimes you just have to visualize yourself already accomplishing that goal or already attaining that goal. So begin to imagine yourself every day in that success, in that moment of that dream. Imagine yourself doing it. I imagine myself owning businesses. I imagine myself ministering and sharing God's word. I imagine myself empowering other women, and I'm doing it right now. When I started this podcast, it wasn't anything that I had education or knowledge about. This wasn't anything that, I went to school for. I just had the desire. God gave me the desire to use another platform to share the word. God gave me this desire to have another platform to empower his people. And I am doing it right now. But I had to imagine myself recording, imagine myself advertising about the podcast. And look at us now. We're going into our second year strong. And I'm excited and I'm grateful because I turned that idea into action and I imagine myself doing it. The next thing is you have to just do it now. Don't hesitate. Do it right now. Sometimes you have to do it scared. It's almost like, I'm a visual person. You know how, let's say you're getting ready to jump in a pool. And when you first get ready to jump in that pool, the water is cold. You know that your body's got to adjust to that temperature. And sometimes the best way to adjust to that temperature is just to jump in that pool. And that's what you have to do with those goals and dreams. Sometimes you just got to jump in the pool. Don't allow your body to keep you from jumping in that pool. Allow your body to get used to that water temperature in that water. So that's what you have to do. You have to jump in that pool. You have to jump and let your body just get adapted to that water temperature. And before you know it, it's not even cold anymore. And so that's what you have to do with your goals and dreams. You have to begin to just do it now. Take action today. If you're listening to this podcast and you got up this morning and you thinking about that idea, you're thinking about getting started on whatever project it is, you know what it is. You know what you've been talking about doing. You know what you wrote down at the beginning of the year. Whatever it is, I encourage you to take action now, not tomorrow, not after the kids go to college and they're out of the house, not after you have the baby. No, take action now. Had I waited to start a business, when I started my first business, it was in 2011. My youngest daughter was 3 years old. We were living in a 2-bedroom apartment and we were behind in all of our bills. They were getting ready to repo our cars. And I'm telling you, had I waited to do and to take action, oh my God, somebody else would be having a cosmetic line in the area. Somebody else would be doing exactly what I had in my mind if I didn't take action. I don't care where you are in your life. Take action now. Trust God and allow God to put the puzzle pieces together for you. Begin to daily make bold steps to bringing that dream into fruition. I'm telling you, on the other side of whatever it is that you're fearing, there's a great future ahead of you. There's success waiting for you. Somebody's waiting for you to jump in that pool so they'll know it's okay. Yes, I can jump. I can do this. It's going to be okay. I can succeed. There are possibilities when I take risk and take action now. Listen, God has given you the desire. He sowed the seed on the inside of you, and it is your responsibility to bring it to life. I'm encouraging you, take action today. Don't wait another second, another minute, another year, another day, another month. Do it now. I hope this podcast has been an inspiration to you. Until next time, continue to believe, be original, and live your dreams. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope this podcast has been an inspiration to you. Hey, I want to stay connected. Text me bBold to 22828. That's bBold to 22828, and let me send you my free guide on how you can experience confidence in every area of your life. Until next time, believe, be original, and live your dreams.